my fellow Americans. This is former President Barack Hussein Obama, and you're listening to the MAD Titan Podcast. Please be sure to support this young brother from Chicago, Jay Washington, because he's a funny bastard. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 32 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. What's going on, people? How y'all been, man? I'm sorry for the delay, but I think I told y'all it was going to be 7 to 10 days in between episodes just to make sure to try to fill up the content and have something for you guys. And I was supposed to have a co-host with me, but scheduling conflicts, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't make it. So it's basically I'll just be doing this episode myself. So it's me here by myself. I could say a whole lot more, and I'd be frustrated and angry like I was earlier, but I'm going to try to be calm, man. Let me tell you what the week been. The week has been crazy. For those who know, I'm getting ready to get back in the professional wrestling ring. I will be at Underground Empire Wrestling on July 6th at the Metroflex Sports Center in Long Beach, California. And so in preparation for getting back in the ring, I've been going to a lot of training, back in the regular gym, busting my ass, getting myself in ring shape and better physical shape. And I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm grateful for everybody who's been sending a lot of love my way. Everything of the sort. So you all have been really a big morale booster for that. I want to thank everybody who's been like, yo, I want to come see you. If you can't, I'm sorry. I probably will be able to have the match taped, and I probably will put it up on my Patreon. So I will not just put it up available for everybody. You will need to be a member of the Supervillain Squad. That is something exclusive I'm gonna give y'all. My match will go up on my Patreon in the Supervillain Squad. So patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. While you listening to this right now, go ahead and take your ass over and subscribe to the Patreon. It is only $5, man. Now look, I know everybody out here got Patreons nowadays, and a lot of people are supporting multiple ones. And for those who support me on top of supporting multiple other ones, I appreciate y'all like hell, because you don't understand. With the help from the Patreon funds, I'm able to do a little bit more and try to give you guys more. I still have the contest going on that will end this weekend by the time you hear this. So a member of my Patreon will get a chance to win a Blu-ray copy of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, as well as the first season of Lost in Space that was on Netflix. It's a Blu-ray copy that also includes the 1965 unaired pilot, okay? So I got that for y'all, man. What else has been going on? I've been working nonstop. I've been going almost 70-something days nonstop working, whether it be here on the podcast, whether it be other people's podcasts, whether it be something on Collider, from Movie Talk to just Collider Live, Sports Time, Heroes, everything, DC Movie News, all those different things, to acting, auditions. What else has there been? There's been stand-up as well. Yeah, I'm still a stand-up comedian no matter what. There's also been me being a father, which is first and foremost above all of that. I have to make sure my kids, now for those who know me, my kids don't live with me. I live in Los Angeles, my kids in 2 different states. And that is not saying I had kids spread out. Everybody was in Chicago when I met my son's mother and my daughter's mother. So, but I have all that. Still drawing. I'm about to finish up some paintings. I want to get ready for Comic-Con. So it's just been a lot. And so trying to keep my head on straight and working as a bouncer at a nightclub downtown, which, helps pay some of the extra bills. Trying to keep my head on straight and trying to have some level of normalcy has been slim to none. It's been tiring. Like I said, it's been tiring. It's been driving me freaking batty. But all in all, I'm still here. I know everybody's been like, yo, Jay, you need to take a break, take some rest. Your body's got to function. I'm like, I understand that, but look, nobody else is going to help me. That is one of the things I hate to tell people. I understand that a machine only works when it's put together well. It doesn't work if it's worn out and beat down. I understand that, but if you understood how I got financial needs that I need to take care of, I have to do this, I have to be my own PR person for my career. You'll understand how hard I work. And I'm grateful for everybody who gives me a lot of love and a lot of support for that, because of you all is the reason on top of my babies, are the reason I keep doing this. I keep going and I'm going and I'm going. So it's a lot, man. I will admit this. It's hard to sometimes be sitting up and I'll have energy for a minute, and then all of a sudden, there's a lull in whatever I'm doing, and then I got to find myself damn near nodding and catching myself like, oh shit, finna fall asleep. So, keeping myself awake for that has been a lot, but also trying to push forward, bro. Just push forward. And I said, bro, like I'm talking to y'all. By the way, for those who are new to the podcast, normally you hear me with a co-host, but also I'm going to let you know what this shit is. I get you caught up on everything that is happening in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. All right, so basically Cape Cal and Mask, majority of the times I'm talking about it. It's barbershop talk for nerds, all right? So I get this shit real, raw, we have fun. I say true feelings sometimes you might not be able to express. I say things some people don't expect me to express. And I bring that up because people will hit me up and they'll be like, yo, you get to go to a lot of screenings, you do a lot of coverage, you meet a lot of different guests, you interview a lot of different people, and when they hear your podcast and probably think something of it, I'm like, nah, because the thing is, I'd rather you respect me and hate me for being honest anyway. If you're going to respect me or you're going to hate me for being honest, I'm not going to fake the funk. I'm not going to tell you something is bad when it's really good. I'm not going to tell you something's good when it's really bad. Yo, if you peeped out my Dark Phoenix my Dark Phoenix review on my YouTube channel, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So please, matter of fact, while you're here, go do that too. You can listen and do several things. Go on to youtube.com. Go to youtube.com/JAY Washington. You should also Washington 80. Then see my Dark Phoenix review. Cue that up for yourself. You'll have that when, you're done with this, all right? But let me get you caught up on everything. Let's go on, because I got all this stuff. It's just me, so I'm going to talk to myself, but I'm talking to y'all like y'all sitting there in front of me, like you watching me. So I'm just had to talk about this shit like I would talk to anybody else, all right? All right. You have not heard, if you've been under a goddamn rock, Marvel Studios is re-releasing Avengers in theaters. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about if it's a re-release, if it's still in its original run, and primarily this is because of Avatar's box office record. It's $2.7 billion and whatever it was like 40 something million ahead of Endgame. And so, a lot of people were arguing up and down that this was a cheap move by Marvel Studios and Disney to beat Avatar's record. But hell, Avatar's record only came from re-releases. Like, I wish people would stop that shit. Like, if you're gonna say something, make sure you have all of the facts. Make sure you understand everything. When you say Avatar had a certain number in its initial run, yes, it beat Titanic in its initial run. But its total that it has currently is only based upon after its re-releases. So there's a difference. Not only is this for the box office title for Avengers Endgame, it is also to boost up Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, you'd be a goddamn idiot if you did not believe that Marvel Studios wants to help this property be well. Yes, it is a property that is in conjunction with Sony, and I'm talking about Spider-Man, but it is still the MCU. This benefits Marvel Studios in the long run, all right? But it's always happened. Remember, Black Panther came out, it made $1 billion. Then when Infinity War came out, it proceeded to make more money again. Same as with Captain Marvel. Then Endgame came out, and Captain Marvel went back to making money. So it's nothing new with this, with them using this to boost up films, and even previous films being boosted up. And also, we're going forward. Spider-Man Far From Home, as Kevin Feige has said, is the final film in the Infinity Saga, all right? It is the final movie in Phase 3. So y'all gotta be cool on all that, okay? I get there's some people who just don't like Marvel Studios, don't like Disney for whatever fucking reason. You're talking about it's a monopoly, it's a big company, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, man, whether it's Disney, whether it's Warner Brothers, whether it's AT&T, big corporations gonna do what big corporations gonna do. Let's just call it for what it is. Ain't no need of beating around the fucking bush about it. Ain't no need of acting brand new. Big corporations are going to expand to become bigger fucking corporations. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, at the end of the day, can we really be mad at them doing what we expect them to do? Not really. Not really. So, I just think everybody needs to try to calm down about it. Yes, Avengers is going to have the record. We already knew what was up. We already knew that, right? Yes, it is going to beat Avatar, but at the same time, like I said, Avatar beat fucking Titanic, which was James Cameron beating James Cameron. So, at the end of the day, this is all a dead fucking issue. And I don't understand. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I had to talk about it on Collider Mailbag. And I've had to talk about it with several people. So I figured I'd bring it out here to the Mad Titan podcast where I get it all out in the open, okay? Speaking of Marvel, now, at first, nobody knew what was going to happen, right? With Marvel, like, there was no talk of them being at San Diego Comic-Con this year. But now it is being told that Marvel will have a presence at Hall H this year. If you don't know what Hall H and Comic-Con is, it's the big time of the year where Studios unveil their upcoming projects, film slates, trailers, casting announcements, so on and so forth. And for Marvel to do this is a big thing because Disney has their own big thing called the D23 Expo. And that is happening the following month, August, in Anaheim, California. So for Disney to allow their property to do that says, it says they trust what's going on. They know D23 is going to show a lot because it actually will show more. Now, here's what we may get at Comic-Con from Marvel, okay? We may get a Black Widow trailer because it's been shooting for a minute. We may get a little teaser trailer, whatever, or footage. We'll get full casting announcements for the Eternals. We'll probably finally get who's our Shang-Chi, which I'll talk about that in a moment. We'll get our announcement, our dates, our slate dates for films. So you'll get Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If there's an Avengers, Young Avengers, West Coast Avengers, whatnot. Any other movies that we did not expect to pop up. All right, so we'll get all that information come San Diego Comic-Con. Speaking of which, the Black Widow film, as I mentioned, they've added a powerhouse in British actor Ray Winstone. Now, I said there's no real definition of what his character is. They say he's playing possibly a top government level agent, which will help out Scarlett Johansson's character. And so we'll see how that goes as. Also, Kevin Feige's had to do something that I don't even understand why he's had to do. And it's address the gay character Backlash in Avengers Endgame. Now, if you remember, after the snap, there is a support group that is being led by Steve Rogers. And in the support group, a man talks about how he went on a date and he's finally getting his life back together and he's planning on seeing him again and going out. And it just casually referenced that without saying it, he's a gay man. So, for some weird, odd fucking reason, people had a problem with that. Like, oh, why's it got to be a gay dude? Well, first and foremost, thank you, Kevin Feige, for addressing it, which was stupid. But also, it was done nonchalantly. Captain America didn't even acknowledge the fact that he was gay. He just acknowledged he was talking to a person. But for you idiots who got upset, and yes, I'm calling you fucking idiots, why are you mad? Why are you mad that there was an openly gay character in a Marvel film? And I know some people go, well, what about kids? Yo, stop that shit. There have been gay characters all around and forever. If you've never seen the Teletubbies, Tinky Winky is gay. Okay? That's a bag. That's a purse. That's a man purse. But calm down with that shit. People just want to get mad over the simplest of things. And there should not have been a backlash about it. Joe Russo, I think it was Joe who portrayed the character. But why are we upset about this? Why? What's the fucking point? Why would you get mad that they had a gay character that nobody blatantly put it in the face? Was like, yo, it's a gay character. Like, he was a grieving man. He was going through a situation about dating life and everything. Why is that a issue? Why is that an issue? But I understand that the fact that it was played by straight co-director Joe Russo, like I mentioned earlier, probably didn't help. But here's what Kevin Feige's response was, quote, "That was never meant to be our first focus character. This was just meant to be a matter of fact and a matter of life and a matter of truth. And I liked it that our hero, Steve Rogers, doesn't blink an eye at that fact. It is just truth and heartbreaking for his loss and for the life he's trying to put back together. It was never meant to be looked at as our first hero. I guess it's the first reference. So, of course, it got a lot of attention." That's it. It just happened. It just happened. Now, there is word and speculation that the Eternals will have an openly gay main character. So if it's not fully confirmed, but it is pretty high up. So if you're already got your panties in the bunch, you got your nards just like crunched together, your lips are just chapped up and everything, and you fucking mad because it's about to happen, well, get ready to be mad and you blow a gasket, because that's all I can tell you, okay? I brought up Shang-Chi. Now, Shang-Chi is set to shoot in Australia next year. We do not know exactly who our Shang-Chi is as of yet, but there are coming down two choices. It could potentially be Ludi Lin, and it could be Steven Yeun. Now, I do not have a problem with either or. I'm glad that they're definitely going the route. It could be Donnie Yen as well. I am very glad that we are definitely keeping this as an Asian actor, and the cast is going to be predominantly Asian American, whereas the crew as well. So on top of Steven Yeun, Ludi Lin, and Donnie Yen, Ross Butler is also on the short list of actors. I believe we will definitely find that out, like I said, at San Diego Comic-Con during Hall H when they unveiled that along with their slate. Also, in more Kevin Feige news, he talked to Noah Hawley. Now, if you remember, back in the day before the talks of the acquisition with Fox and Disney, there was rumors that Noah Hawley was going to do a Doctor Doom movie, and everybody was on board with it, like, let's make this happen. Well, currently, Kevin Feige is having talks with it, and there is a potential. Nothing has been solidified, but we may get it. And I think it's easier now to have Noah Hawley do Doctor Doom now that all of the characters are now in the control of Fox and Disney pretty much, minus the Sony characters, of course. But all the main characters in which Marvel Studios wants to build their stories upon are now allowed to be, available, basically. So I'm glad that is happening, man. I really want to see this twist on Doctor Doom, and I believe that Noah Hawley actually can fucking make Doctor Doom look right. Look, if you remember the original Fantastic Four, Julian McMahon is a cool dude. Him playing Victor Von Doom, the way he did it, I was cool. But then when you started turning him into metal as opposed to just being a technological genius, which he is, Doctor Doom's abilities are all basically technology and magic together. That is what makes him so great. And the fact that we've opened up the realm of magic with the MCU, why is it hard? But then you had Josh Trank's Fan 4 Stick. Yeah, I'll let y'all sit on that while I sip coffee. Remember Fan 4 Stick? Remember their iteration of Doctor Doom? It looked like somebody let their 7-year-old draw him, and the drawing that they made, they decided to run with. Yeah, it was like we can never get the shit right. So I think if we finally do get a Doctor Doom with Noah Hawley at the helm, with Kevin Feige in production, I think it'll definitely turn out the way we want, the fans want, and it to be, given the justice it deserves. I did not see the season premiere of Legion yet. I will watch that, and next week I will give you guys a full update. If I do not give you a full update here, I probably will do a review as usual and throw it up on the YouTube channel. So your best bet is to subscribe over there. Cool? Cool. Jessica Jones dropped on the 14th. And yeah, boy, it was the third and final season of the show. We knew it had been canceled once it was announced that along with Punisher were canceled at the same time. And so it was interesting to see how this show would play out. Before I go into some full in-depth review, I already did that. I already did it on my YouTube channel. I know you're like, Jay, you got to keep dropping people over there. What about here? So here's what I'll tell you about Jessica Jones. I'm disappointed as hell in it. I'm disappointed as fuck. I wanted so much more out of Jessica Jones for this third season. I always knew what was the pattern they were going. Again, first season was shitty relationships. Second season was a shitty family. Third season is a shitty friendship. And we do have that with the inevitable battle with Jessica and Trish, which, by the way, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen it, that's on you. It's a bingeable show. Get your shit together. I know people be like, but I ain't got time to binge watch everything. Do it the hour, 2 hours at a time. You'll get it. And some people weren't even able to finish the show, but they had another villager, Gregory Salinger, a.k.a. the Fool Killer from the MCU comics. I don't think he was done justice. I mean, I understand that Jessica Jones is different from all of the other shows. It is different from Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and The Punisher, as it is more of a crime drama, a mystery drama, because she is a private eye. And I understand a lot of it involves with solving cases and detective work and whatnot, and we're going to still see the superhero element of it. But I also like a villain. I personally just need a villain I can connect to. And I personally did not connect with Salinger as a villain. I'm like, I get what he's done, but I didn't think his run should have lasted as long as it did in the series. I won't spoil everything here. I think him as the main antagonist should have only been a certain part of the season, not as much as they did, excuse me. And then to go into Trish Walker and use her as the villain when they did, I just felt like that was a waste. But full review is up for sure on the YouTube channel, man. I want to tell y'all so much more. It's just like, it's fucking disappointing. I mean, it's already sad these shows are gone. It's already sad. I would have loved if you would have let Iron Fist get absorbed into Luke Cage, did some sort of Heroes for Hire. Run with that. Punisher, its second season was kind of lackluster, I will admit, but I enjoyed seeing John Bernthal as the character. Daredevil, they closed it on a great note, but Charlie Cox is still Daredevil, no matter what. That's to me, and maybe to a lot of others. It's sad to see these go, And of course now the 2-year wait to see if these characters resurface. Now, here's the issue with that. The characters will definitely resurface. There's no doubt Daredevil's coming back. There's no doubt Iron Fist is coming back. There's no doubt Luke Cage will come back. The question becomes, will the actors that portrayed the characters come back? Now, a lot of them have busy schedules that are starting to pile up, and so it's not as easy to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. I wanna, I got the time for it. All this and that. Excuse me. It doesn't happen like that, and I get it. I respect it. But Kristen Ritter has already gone on record saying she does not see herself coming back to play Jessica Jones. She says she feels as if she has done the character justice, which, I mean, for me, being somebody who was not super familiar with her as an actor, and I got to know her through the series, I enjoy what she did with Jessica. I enjoyed it. I'm going to miss it. Mike Coulter's Luke Cage. He is the perfect look as of now. I haven't seen anybody else who will give us this look for Luke. That's going to be something difficult to replace. Iron Fist, I really don't think there should be anybody complaining about Iron Fist on any type of level. Like, we can be good if we don't get Finn Jones as Danny Rand. Now, I know a lot of people say, why you ain't give him a chance? And I did. And that is why we are at the fucking point we're at right now, with this type of Iron Fist. But I digress on that. But like I said, I digress. Let me go forward. Now it's time for DC news, man. I ain't got a lot of DC news, which is really disheartening because DC has a lot of projects coming up. And we're getting itty bitty tidbits of Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn, but not anything to solidify ourselves on. And that also hurts the fact that Warner Brothers film will not be present at Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con. However, Warner Brothers TV will be present, okay? Yes, so this is what's going to happen. This is the schedule that they have. On preview night, Wednesday, July 17th. Now, that normally is only open to the press and those that are guests of the press. From 6 to 10 p.m., they're going to do a Batman and Pennyworth world premieres and special sneak peek screenings. So we'll be able to see those and, get the first looks of them and see how we feel about it. I told you all how I feel about Batwoman. I grew into it after seeing Ruby Rose during the Elseworlds crossover. But the fact that this whole first season is showing us how she became Batwoman, and I wouldn't mind if we went kind of Arrow-esque, where we had flashbacks. I understand that sounds real wild to hear me say, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it so much. But nonetheless, Thursday, July 18th, we're getting from 3:15 to 4:15 in room 6DE. You're getting Teen Titans Go. Now let's go to what I talk about, which is the comic book TV shows and movies. So July 19th, from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., they're doing a Pennyworth special video presentation and Q&A in room 6BCF. July 20th, they are taking over, Warner Brothers TV is basically taking over Ballroom 20, which is the second biggest hall adjacent to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con. So from 10:30 to 11:45, they're doing a Batwoman pilot screening and a Q&A in Ballroom 20. From 3:30 to 4:15, there's going to be an Arrow special video presentation Q&A. And from 4:15 to 5 p.m., there's going to be a Supergirl special video presentation Q&A. From 5 p.m. to 5:45, Black Lightning special video presentation and Q&A in Ballroom 20. From 5:45 to 6:30, The Flash special video presentation Q&A. And from 7 to 9 p.m., DC Universe series sneak previews and Q&A. We're going to get for sure footage from Titan Season 2. We're probably going to see Harley Quinn. We may get information on Stargirl, because remember, that is still filming, and we haven't heard anything about it. But what I'm most interested about seeing or hoping to happen is the announcement of a Season 2 for Doom Patrol. If you watch the Doom Patrol reviews that myself and Winston A. Marshall did, we had a fucking ball talking about this show. A show that we didn't expect it to be what it became, and it to garner the audience in which it is garnered. It is a great show. It is written well. It is executed properly. The acting is phenomenal, and this show deserves another season. I gave Javon Wade all type of hell at first when you told me he was Cyborg. And don't get me wrong, I still gave him hell throughout the goddamn show, because that Party City Cyborg plate they put on side his face, they could have did a little bit better with. I treated Javon Wade like what I used to do, the trusty sidekick, and talk about the black half of Firestorm. But neither here nor there, but I think they deserve that, man. I want Doom Patrol back. I think to me it is a much better series than Titans was. It has more heart and soul, and it knows what it wants to be, which is crazy and kooky, but also it's a point driven home where I feel like this is me, this is Jay. Now, if you agree with me, you agree with me. If you don't, you don't. You know how this is. I feel like Titans is just the story of how Robin becomes Nightwing. I understand they got to put the team together. I get that. But more so, this seems like him dropping the mantle of Robin to become Nightwing. That's just my take on it. We'll see season 2 whenever that happens. The Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. They say the Joker movie is going to get very dark and twisted. So dark and twisted to the fact that it is going to be rated R. And there have been a lot of concerns, shall I say, from people saying, should this movie be rated R? But we've seen a rated R Joker. You know, animated Jokers have been rated R. The Killing Jokes Joker is rated R. We'll see some dark comedy potentially in this. I don't know why people are upset about them going R. I get the first thing people do. The first thing they go is, oh, well, see, because Marvel went R with Deadpool and Logan, now DC has to do it. They don't have to do it, but certain characters and the certain vibe and certain tonalities in films and projects require that rating. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing to show a man's descent into madness, to show him become the crown prince of crime. Say that again. Crown prince of crime. I've had coffee that is strong as shit, and it's kicked in. To show him how he goes to be that psychotic and twisted. We get bits and pieces in different movies. We got bits and pieces of it in The Dark Knight, in Batman 89. But to see if we potentially can watch him go this dark, I'm here for it. To watch the level of insanity, to watch the level of mental illness that befalls Arthur Fleck, to where he takes on the mantle of the Joker. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool for it. I don't have an issue with it at all, and I don't know why people pretty much do have that issue. I don't get it. But it's going to be rated R, just as Birds of Prey is said to be rated R. So these are movies that you can do a little more to also. When you rate a film R, you're allowing some leeway for certain things. We've seen, and even in the Marvel films, how they're trying to push the envelope to barely get PG-13, and you know what they mean, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So I would like to see this movie allowed to be itself and allowed for a little bit of freedom and room to breathe. Let it do what it is going to do, okay? The Trench is going now. The spinoff movie from Aquaman, produced by James Wan, is going to be a monster horror movie. What the hell else was it going to be? The fuck, it was going to be Toy Story 6? Finding Dory 3? The Trench, just that scene alone was fucking terrifying. There's nothing about that says it could be anything else but a horror movie. That was something I felt like didn't need to be put out. That was one of those, water is wet. The fuck are you talking about? We knew it was going to be a fucking horror movie. It's not Gremlins that was meant to be cute and shit, but they murdering people. Or critters. Now, they weren't really cute, you know what I'm saying? But they was cuddly, well, for lack of better words. But there's no reason to tell us The Trench is going to be a horror movie. The fuck you think it is? It's going to be Super Mario Brothers, the video game? No! That's all the news on that. But Swamp Thing, man, episode 4. Swamp Thing for me has a Beauty and the Beast vibe. I feel like the show doesn't have a full identity, and I think by the time it tries to get one, it's a little bit too late because we already know it's been canceled. You can check out the review myself and Winston A. Marshall did. It's on my YouTube channel as well. Yeah, I know it's a lot of stuff up there. Krypton is back. Shouts out to the homie Cameron Cuff. I like how SAG is coming back, and the introduction of Lobo, played by Emmett J. Scanlon, I'm not that mad at. I'm not that mad. And they are giving Lobo his own series. We talked about it on the last episode, so, you know. But it was also dope seeing Cameron Segel do the fisticuff stretch outs like Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible Fallout. I dug it. I dug it, bro. I see where you went there, all right? That's pretty much all the news I got. But right now it's that time I go over to the Mad Titan Hotline where I take your questions, calls, and concerns. 818-276-6947. 818-276-6947. You can also email me at madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. If you are over the seas, over the pond, and you feel like you want to send an audio recording, record it on your phone and send me the MP3 file and we will get it played. So let's go to our first caller right now.
Hey Jay, how's it going? This is Tyler calling from Georgetown. I'd like to ask you about the possible Namor tease in Endgame. Now, I know that Namor has been rumored and teased in the past, but nothing came of it. I'm also not for sure how his rights are with Universal or anything. But my question to you is, how would you bring him into the MCU? As an anti-hero like the Punisher was in Daredevil Season 2, in a team-up movie like Black Panther or Spider-Man was in Civil War, or another way? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Jay.
All right, thank you, Tyler, for your call again, man. I appreciate it. How do I want to see Namor introduced in the MCU? I think the best bet is through Black Panther. As if you remember in Endgame, Okoye said there were a lot of underwater earthquakes, and you know, Black Widow was like, "Well, did you deal with it?" She was like, "It's an earthquake underwater." I think the best bet is to include him in the Black Panther film, potentially as an anti-hero. But he has to be dealing with something about how the ocean is being polluted or whatever the case may be. The rights are, yes, Universal does still own the rights to Namor, as they do own the rights to the Hulk. So I think the same way the Hulk is utilized in films will be the way the Namor will be utilized. But right now, Black Panther is his opening. And a lot of people don't remember this. And I know I'm not crazy. I know this ain't a Bear-Stain thing. When Black Panther originally was coming out in theaters, when they had the toys, there was an end cap display that had a Namor toy along with all the other toys. So I'm not sure that Marvel Studios and Disney pulled those because they weren't going to use them now or what, but I think that's the best way to introduce him, is that have him like the anti-hero sort of. He's the villain, but he's not the villain. You know what I'm saying? He's the villain in regards to he's against Black Panther, but for the reason he's doing what he's doing, he feels he's right. You know, that also goes back to something I didn't bring up earlier, and I forgot. Keanu Reeves is in discussion. So again, Keanu Reeves could potentially be Namor, or he could be Reed Richards, or he could be the Silver Surfer. But whoever it is, I think the Black Panther film is the best way because you've opened that door already. Again, thank you, Tyler, for your call, man. Again, you can leave me. That's all the calls I got for this week. All the calls, all the emails. You can call in 818-276-6947. 818-276-6947. Get your calls into the hotline, all right? I want to thank everybody, man, who rocked with me this week. Again, if I got to do this by myself on a week, I'll do it by myself. I don't give a shit. I got a lot to talk about, and you all will listen to me because I know you all love me, and I love y'all for it. Make sure you rate and review this everywhere you're listening to it, whether it be on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, whatever. Rate and review it. You bump this up in the algorithms. When I say review, leave something at the bottom. Yo, I love listening to the Mad Titan Podcast. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's me. It's blah, 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 blah. Do all that, man, and you do that to help me get more people seeing this. Thank you, as always, to the members of the Super Villain Squad, my Patreons, my patrons from Patreon. Thank you, Adelia Chamberlain, Akeem J. Brown, Brandon Buckingham, California Joe, DJ Snacks, David Adams, Greg Morishik, John Mariano, LK, Marcus Burton, Mikey Lito, Paisley, Darts, Rui Rueda, Steve Tozen. Again, until the end of this week, I might extend it through the 4th of July. Let's do that through the 4th of July holiday. You become a member of the Super Villain Squad on Patreon. You got a chance to win 2 DVDs. A How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World DVD, which includes a bunch of extra features. It is also the Blu-ray DVD and digital downloads, and you will get a Blu-ray copy of Lost in Space Season 1 that includes the original 1965 never-aired pilot of Lost in Space. So that's something dope you want to have for yourself. But it only happens if you join the Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington, okay? Let me get this out. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J. Washington. I already spelled it for you, so you know what it is there. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80, okay? Go there and do that. Subscribe, man. Subscribe. Get your Mad Titan Podcast t-shirts. I got t-shirts and all type of merch available based off the podcast. Thank you to Janine Bryce, Janina Machine, for the dope logo. www.tpublic.com/user/Mr. J Washington. Get your shirts and everything there. Get your Black Villains Matter shirt, blackvillainsmatter.bigcartel.com, and get your already certified supervillain superhero shirts. Zone10customs.com, zone10customs.com. Again, July 6th, I'm back wrestling, Underground Empire Wrestling at the Metroflex Sports Center in Long Beach, 3200 East 59th Street. Doors open at 6:30. Bail is at 7:30 p.m., man. Come on out and be in attendance. I'm also recording my 1-hour stand-up special on August the 29th. I'm celebrating my birthday with that as well. Catch One Underground, 4069 West Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. Be in the building with your boy. Do that and show a lot of love, and I would love for you to be there, all right? I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, take care. I'm out of here. Peace.